only wants you to make good beer and have fun hanging out with your friends. Here's Dono. Alright guys, I am going for my trifecta lager Mashmaker beers this winter. This will be my third one. Dawson thinks you say this something like Světlé Kvasnicové. But he said he is not Czech, so he is not sure. But basically, I like making the Pilsners, like you guys know. And I think I made a Germanish Pils. Well, actually, it was a German Pils sort of grain bill, but with the New Zealand hops. That was a Mashmaker beer. And I made the Amber Lager, which was a malty one. I just made a really big, bitter India Black Lager, which is my own recipe. So now I thought, hey, let's do a Czech Pils. So basically, you got your German Pils malt, and then, of course, it uses those. So he said that I should, and one should, get Weyermann floor malted Bohemian Pils. Now, my homebrew store was not stocking that at the time I was there, so I got Weyermann Bohemian Pils. You do what you can. Now, he also writes it up as a decoction. I've done decoctions. They're not that bad. I didn't feel like doing them, not gonna lie. So he said, if you don't want to do that, add in 4 to 8 ounces or 4 to 6 ounces of melanoidin, which is what is often said to maybe mimic what the decoction process does. So, what we have today is 9 pounds of that aforementioned Weyermann malt, and then I did 4 ounces of the melanoidin. Now, he has this for the hop bill. He says a 90-minute boil is recommended. I will do that to get a little more color, possibly, was, I think, the comment. But if I put these 2.3% alpha acid hops into this tool, I do not get up to the recommended IBUs that he has, which I think were around 40. Oh, I'm sorry. 30. Maybe I'll run the calcs again. But if I put in all 3 ounces for 90 minutes, the IBUs were going to be something like 36 or 38. So I thought he was shooting for 40. So I'll run some calcs, do a slight adjustment on the hops, because I think normally these Zaz are like 3 to 4% alpha acid, and these are 2.3, so they're just lower for that crop. So I will, got the mash going right now. 152 is his recommended temperature if you're not doing the decoction. So that is in process, and I'll run the calcs. And then, yeah, from here on out, it's the same old business. Finally getting up to, like, I don't know, not quite freezing temp today, but, like, we've been below 0 for some time, and it's, like, 20 degrees out or something, or it was like 15 degrees. I did a nice bike ride. Felt like $1,000,000 to be 15 Fahrenheit. But yeah, see how she goes. So if I make it 3 ounces of, I change this, 2.3 for 90 minutes, I guess I'm coming in right there. So that is what I will do, and we'll see how she goes. Alright, the sea starter is ready to go. Initial look at the gravity is about 1050, and he calls for 1041. I was kind of aiming for like the middle 1040s, but I think what happened is because of the longer boil and because I collected a little extra volume, I think it got a little bit higher, but it should be fine. Unrelated to the brewing, I'm having a little campfire tonight, and my friend told me, I'm lending you 3 records. Can you pick out 3 for me to borrow? So I got Neil Young on the Beach, newest Vampire Weekend, Father of the Bride, and of course, well, not of course, but Paul's Boutique. I don't know if he's ever heard that on the vinyl, and that is a good way to listen to that record. So, what we're gonna do is try to get down these stairs without falling, and I should probably turn down this music. I haven't had any copyright things for a little while, and that's always nice, so let's just keep talking so we can mute out the music. There you go. Alright, let's get this baby open, and here we go. And look at, I had this thing cool down to like the mid 60s in like 12 minutes with this rad snow bath, snow ice water bath. So hopefully we are making ourselves a nice Czech Pils, and I suppose the next clip might be the tasting. Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Hey, people of Earth, here we are on a beautiful April afternoon. Hopefully the wind won't affect the sound. We'll try to speak up. We are going to try the Dawson, pronounce it if you would.
Don't speak Czech, but I'm gonna say Světlé Kvasnicové.
We're gonna drink it. It's in the book. It's my, geez, I think it's at least my third Mashmaker recipe of the winter. Yeah, triple grain lager, pre-pro lager, and then I think maybe another Pilsner Helles that I can't remember.
The southern
Světlé,
hemisphere, right?
Světlé.
With the New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah. So this beer has been in the keg now 1.5 months. It was 10.50 down to 10.10. I did not have to do anything above and beyond to remove diacetyl, which is nice. It fermented out just fine. I did have a washed amount of yeast that I made the starter for. That might be in an earlier clip. But we were talking a little off camera. It's just kind of it's got really nice and clear. It's, you know, it's kind of simple, but it's real enjoyable. What do you think?
Cheers.
Actual cheers. We're both mostly vaccinated. We could probably even, you know, drink out of the same glass.
Let's not go crazy.
Oh, I actually just got a negative COVID test.
Nice.
Yesterday. Today, actually. I had to do it for work.
Second shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a perfect beer for a day like today. It's bright and sunny, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, the simplicity of basically a good Pilsner malt. Oh, gee whiz.
Oh, I'm
We're
sorry.
Getting a crash.
I didn't know you were doing a video.
I knew this would happen. I even got your money.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do a drug deal, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, seltzer water don't have drugs.
Yeah.
Here, you got some quarters?
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah,
See you
thanks
later.
for the drop off.
See Beth.
Stop by. Good Pilsner malt. Now, I didn't feel like doing a decoction, so I did the melanoid, and I know that that's what people do. I don't know if it makes a huge difference of any noticeable amount. I also did have to get, I might have put this in an earlier clip, I did have to do the 3 ounces of Zaz at 2.3 alpha acid for 90 minutes to get the projected 30 IBU range. So it has a little bit of bitterness, but it's just otherwise you know, you taste that bready, clean, sweet malt character. There's some that earthy Zaz hop character.
A little spice.
A little spice. It's just nice. We were just saying, like, years ago when the American brewing industry was really ramping up the craft brew industry, and I was just getting into home brewing, I felt like there was a hostility, especially towards the big macro brewers, but also just the types of beer that they made, just light lagers, light tasting beers. We wanted IPAs, double IPAs came around, imperial stouts.
Barrel aged.
Oh, sure.
Like flavor intensity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not high flavor intensity.
No. No, but it's
Super
just
pleasant.
as enjoyable. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I mean, some people would prefer it. I mean, they would think it's more enjoyable to drink a beer like this than a big beer that's kind of up in your face and screaming at you with what it has. But not a whole lot to say, I guess.
It's really well made.
Yeah, thank you.
It's really nice,
Thank
pleasant
you.
to drink. It is the antithesis of the IBU arms race and the ABV arms race.
Yeah, this is
You
the
know?
kind of stuff you could put a couple glasses down.
It's the antithesis of kind of like the smoothie
Yeah.
beers.
Milkshake,
As well,
IPAs, pastry stouts.
Yeah, like the focus is really just on the malt and the hops and a little bit of fermentation character.
And
Yeah,
you
super
do,
nice.
and thank you. And you do have to be careful, as I even experienced this winter in one of my earlier videos. I even got a unpleasant character in one of these lagers, and I was able to fix it. But it's better to avoid it if you can.
Do you think that's part of the appeal too, at least for like home brewers and pro brewers?
To make a beer that's
make a
harder
beer,
to make and
yeah.
to make it well. I'm sure it is for people that like brewing and like that skill of trying to be a good brewer and make a good beer. That's part of why I like it, but I also don't go to any length with equipment, special equipment. I have done a decoction, but otherwise I'm not often doing even complicated methods. If I can, I'll just do single infusion. And in fact, so this was the Wireman pills, so this would have just been, I believe, a single infusion. Whereas with the North Star raw pills, I've been doing step mashes. And that's been fine, and those beers have been coming out nice too. In fact, the next beer has that malt in it. So I think we will, yeah, I mean, you guys, if you've watched this channel for a while, you know that I always am encouraging people to try to brew lagers. I can do it in the winter very easily, temperature-wise. If you live in the south, you're going to have temperature control one way or another. I realize it's not as easy for everybody to be able to keep it in that temperature, but I try to make a bunch of them in the winter. I think I made 4 or 5 at least this winter. I did 5 or 6 actually. So anyway, thanks for coming over. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for having us.
Let's get the next beer going.
Beer number dose.